Welcome to episode 3 of Blitzed and Amused. Once again, I am here with Jaden.
What is up, my good sir?
Oh, nothing. Good week of football, for the
It
most part.
was, it was, well, for me at least.
Yeah, for me too. But week 18 is here. We're recording this on Friday, so I'm a little stressed. And I don't think I think I'll be stressed until like 10:30 Sunday night.
I don't think there's a reason to be stressed for you whether you get the one seed or not. I look at this season for you guys as a W, no matter what happens.
Yeah, I get that. Um, yeah, you just want to go into talking about that game. I guess that's the most important game of Week 18. A lot of teams are resting starters and everything. So
Honestly, probably the most important game of the entire season.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, Vikings and Lions in Detroit for the number one seed. It's actually the first time that two 14-win teams have ever faced off in the regular season.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah. Um,
Like this isn't honestly an NFC Championship matchup right here in the regular season.
yeah, kinda. I mean, obviously, we all know how both teams have been in the past. Like the Lions were just a dumpster fire for the good part of 40 years,
Yeah,
50 years, you know?
and the Lions, I mean, the Vikings could really just never get over that hump.
No.
They
Thank
could make it
thank
there,
the
but they could
Eagles for
just never.
being one of those humps,
Yeah, my
motherfucker.
bad.
But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. I was actually listening to I listen to a Vikings podcast every day. It's called
Yep.
Purple Daily, and one of their people made a comparison to NASCAR actually about the two teams. Um, so in a race, there's usually that one guy that pits, gets gas, new tires, shit like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how the Vikings feel this season. They're always like refreshed and shit. And then Dan Campbell's Lions feel like that pedal to the metal, foot to the floor race car driver that says, fuck no, I'm not going to pit. I can make it with this last bit of gas.
Yeah.
They just feel like they're pedal to the metal all the time, like the full season. And that they're kind of disappointed and pissed off that they even have to like play week 18 and that week 18 means something.
Well, yeah,
And
honestly, because for them and how they were going in the regular season, it was like one seed's locked up no matter what.
yeah, and the Vikings haven't had a bye week since week 6. The Lions actually haven't had one since week 5.
Yeah, they had a bye week the same week that the Eagles did, I believe.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think both teams. I heard that around the Vikings organization right now, it's kind of like they're going into this game like, yeah, we're a good team. We can win this, but even if we lose, you know, not it's not the end of the world. Like they think they can beat them, obviously, but they're going into it like, okay, if we win, awesome, but if we lose, we're still not going to take our foot off that pedal. Like we're still going to go out and do what we need to do.
I think the thing that sucks for either team, whoever loses first round, they got to meet the Rams.
That's not set in stone yet.
It's not the Rams aren't don't have the 4 seed locked up yet.
They do, but if the Buccaneers lose and the Falcons win, I think Falcons take the division.
Oh,
Or it might there's some other stuff that needs to happen, I think. I don't know. But yeah, the fourth seed could very well be Atlanta, barring I mean if Tampa Bay wins, they control their own destiny. They win, they're in the playoffs.
yeah.
But I mean, either way, I'd the only team I'd want to see on the road would be the Falcons out of those three teams.
I
Because
mean,
I
the
don't know.
Falcons out of anybody in the playoffs, I think the Falcons are like that one team where you're like, meh,
Yeah,
do you deserve to be here? You know what I mean?
yeah. Like Tampa Bay, that offense has just been humming, dude.
Yeah, it's really a bend don't break for that defense.
And then the Rams, it's like Matt Stafford and Sean McVay. Good quarterback, good coach in the playoffs. That's always dangerous.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Rams, I saw their inactives for Seattle because they have the division locked, you know.
Yes.
So they are going to rest Matthew Stafford, Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, Kyron Williams, Alaric Jackson. I probably didn't even pronounce that right. Kevin Dotson, Rob Harvenstein. I'm going to be honest, haven't heard of those last three.
Jimmy G getting the start.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm not a big Jimmy G fan, but I
I
mean,
mean,
I don't
just
know.
for me, I always like, having like kind of like a Sam Darnold story where it's like you're really good or you're supposed to be really good coming into the league and you don't really perform how they want you to. And so they just let you walk and then you get another shot to go be a quarterback somewhere else.
Yeah,
And he has had that. Jimmy G has had that with the Raiders, but I don't know, man. I want to see him succeed, I guess.
I guess, yeah. I'd never prey on a like player's downfall, but I just have not been a Jimmy G fan. I don't know. Like he brought the Niners to that Super Bowl, but I think it was more the Niners brought him.
I was gonna say, it seems like for every quarterback that's been on that team, it's always the team around that quarterback.
Yeah, I mean Brock Purdy, not taking anything away from him. He had a great season last season on their
Brock
Super Bowl
Purdy,
run.
he is like Cam Newton said, he is an excellent game manager,
Very much so.
and
Very
like that's not a
smart.
bad thing. Yeah,
Very
that's not a
smart.
bad thing. Like I think Jalen Hurts is a good game manager.
Yeah,
He knows how to get first downs. He knows how to have those muddy runs in the fourth that can the clock rolling. Like
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I guess going back to that Vikings thing, the Vikings Lions game.
yep.
Um, is it more Ben Johnson versus Brian Flores than Dan Campbell versus Kevin O'Connell?
I I think it's gonna be probably Dan Campbell and Kevin O'Connell.
You think so?
I think Dan Campbell. First of all, I think the only people that can really beat the Lions is the Lions. Honestly,
Yeah,
them going for it on fourth, onside kicking it, whatever the fuck they want to do. If they don't get it, like you get the ball in amazing field position. Like
yeah,
Dan Campbell kind of beats himself when they lose games.
yeah. True. I don't know. I think the Ben Johnson Brian Flores matchup here is going to be very key because I feel like Ben Johnson was the only coach that had Brian Flores' scheme like halfway figured out. You know?
The only reason I don't think it's going to be a defensive matchup is because I don't think these defenses match up well right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
I
It's
think,
definitely going to be a shootout.
yeah, I think the Vikings defense is levels above the Lions defense as of right now, since the Lions defense is
Yeah.
basically all at home with injuries.
Yeah, I think Lions fully healthy just steamroll their way to the Super Bowl, but
Yeah, there's not many
um
teams I think can stop the Lions when they're fully healthy.
yeah. I don't know. I'm so stressed about this game, dude.
I think it will be a really, really good game.
I hope so. I mean, obviously I hope we just blow them out, but I think we're going to
Yeah.
have to go into the game thinking we're going to have to put up 45 to beat this team, you know?
I mean, that's what teams is having to do.
Yeah,
The Bills had, did they put up 48, I think, and they barely won?
something like that, yeah. I don't know. That was the Dan Campbell onside kick in like the
Yeah.
third quarter, you know.
Like 10 minutes left in the fourth, I think.
That
Down 10.
I think that's a bad move because that kind of sends a message to your defense like I don't fucking trust you, you know.
Yeah, and not even that. Like even on the onside kick, you can't stop them. So they recover it and take it all the way down to the 5 yard line. Next play,
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah. Um, how about the Eagles just shit stomping the Cowboys?
Man, I loved every second of it. I
Kenny
didn't even watch
Pickett
the
played
fourth
well.
quarter.
Kenny Pickett played
Yeah,
well.
you know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about that whole thing?
What?
He played with broken ribs, but Anthony Richardson couldn't play because he was tired. You know what I mean? Like that's just.
We're going back to that.
So I'm saying it makes it look a lot worse.
I get yeah, yeah.
But no, yeah, Kenny Pickett he played amazing. And Tanner McKee came in and that motherfucker. He do 2 touchdowns.
He did. He did. I don't know.
The one thing
Go ahead.
they didn't let Saquon. They didn't even let Saquon try in that fourth quarter.
No.
All the offensive line wanted him to.
Yeah, and I kind of get why they're resting him. Like every fan wants to see him go for the record, but there even Saquon was like, "There's more at stake than a rushing record," you know.
Yeah, when it comes to stuff like this, I always think back to Derrick Rose.
Yeah, definitely.
Be,
Shouldn't even have
being
been
up.
in that game.
Exactly. You're up 22 minutes left. What's the point? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Um. So speaking of records, Jaden Daniels broke RG3's rookie rushing record, which is
Yeah.
insane.
I mean, honestly, he has been balling out all year.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that rookies have a leg up on these other guys is like there's no game tape. You have no game tape on their fucking
Yeah.
pro way of playing.
Offenses completely changed from the year before if it's a rookie QB.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, but I mean,
Obviously for better, right at this point.
yeah.
Laga have their first ever. I think they when they went 10 and when they won that game to go 10-5. I think it was their first ever 10-win start season.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
gotta
that's
give it to
insane.
them, man. They were just a quarterback away apparently.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, they did have some pretty good improvements on that defense too.
Yeah, but you got to think if you bring back Sam Howell to this team, are they the same?
No, God, no.
I think they were just a quarterback away from being one of the best teams in the NFC. Honestly,
I mean, I guess look at what God, what's his name? He played for the Falcons a couple years ago. He was the Commanders quarterback, Heineke, right?
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, yeah. Vikings legend actually. He started off on the Vikings, if I remember right.
Did he really?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know. He went to Atlanta, and then yeah, we all know how that went.
Yeah,
He did
I
have
agree.
a good half year with the Commanders, though.
I was gonna say I remember hearing his name a lot.
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Going to another quarterback. Bailey Zappi is gonna start for the Browns against the Ravens.
Ooh, that's a dub right there.
Yeah, Bailey Zappi.
You want to know a crazy stat that I seen earlier today?
What?
DTR has 1 touchdown to 10 interceptions. That is wild.
That's crazy.
Yo, I low key think they should have just kept Jameis out there. Jameis is at least fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely. He's gonna
You
throw
don't,
4 picks, but he'll throw for 4 touchdowns. You know.
yeah, he'll throw for 500 and 4 touchdowns, but he'll also have 3 pick sixes in the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Jameis is such a weird player, dude.
Dude, he's such an anomaly, and I love it.
I know. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Jameis coming out of college was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, he won a Heisman in college before, like the year before Mariota did, right?
Dude, the year before or the year after? I think it was the year before.
Yeah, because they were drafted 1 and 2, same class. Because I remember going into
Didn't they play in the championship? Or not the championship?
I,
Like
th-
one of the last games of the season?
I think it was the playoffs, and I think Oregon beat them, and that was like some wild stat. Like Jameis hadn't lost since like his freshman year of high school or some shit,
Yeah.
which is crazy. But I don't know. I was so hyped for those two when they were coming out of college.
Yeah, I got it right here, man. It was not even a close game either.
No?
It is 59-20.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Oregon fucked them. Speaking of Oregon, I just want to throw this out there. Ohio State kind of fucking dogged them. You know what I mean?
I knew it. I knew it. Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there.
Yeah, that was. I don't know. I
Felt
think
the ass.
I've heard a lot of people complaining about the buys just because the top 4 seeds lost that had a buy, you know, which
Yeah.
is crazy because in the original format, those are the 4 teams competing for the Natty and the semis. But
Yeah, I do like the 12-team playoff because it gives other teams a chance.
I do too. And right now, the playoffs are like the fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth seed all competing for it.
Yeah.
Because it's Penn State versus Notre Dame
And
and Ohio
Ohio
State
State,
versus
Texas.
Texas. Yeah, those should be two fun games.
I need Quinn Ewers to just not be himself this game.
Yeah. I don't know if that Ohio State team keeps playing like they are, dude. They're gonna roll.
Bro, I think they're mad that they lost to Michigan.
Yeah, I think so too.
And I would be too. Michigan ass, bro.
Yeah, you're not
I
wrong.
don't, I don't give a fuck they beat Alabama. Michigan ass.
Yeah. And there was people saying that Alabama should be in the playoff.
I mean, honestly, just from school prestige and like, how we know Alabama. You know what I mean? Growing up, them
Yeah.
fucking dominating.
Yeah. The only
You look at
time I
Alabama.
can remember Bama wasn't like that was before Saban, and I was like really young.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. They really just fell off a hill, like off a cliff, the last 2 years.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of falling off a cliff, the Steelers on Christmas.
Man, just the Steelers these last 3 weeks.
Yeah,
They are not the same team that was 10-2, 10-1.
were they really 10-2?
I think they were either 10-2 or 10-3.
Oh my god.
When the Eagles played them, I'm pretty sure they had 10 wins. And that was like 3 weeks. That was like 2 weeks ago. 3 weeks ago, because we played the Commanders last week.
Wow. Yeah, that
Since
I don't.
TJ Watt went down, man, that team is not the same.
Yeah, that hurts. I mean, I still think they're a competitive playoff team. I don't think they're gonna make the conference championship, barring a crazy run. But
I think if they get TJ Watt back, I think they got George Pickens back last game, and they still
yeah.
lost.
Well, did you
But
see
if they
that
get,
George Pickens interview?
yeah, when they were asking him about Russell,
Yeah, he just wasn't having it.
he just didn't want to answer the question.
No.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, why have some controversy going into playoffs, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Another cliff jumper. This season at least, CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
Ever since that game against the Bears, I mean, it's been
I'm.
terrible for him.
You got to know it's bad when your defense puts up more points than you do.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what happened to him. I don't know. I think losing Diggs kind of hurt him.
And yeah, and I guess you can't even say Tank Dell because it's like he was still struggling before that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like last year they didn't have Diggs and he was fucking. But I think it goes back to that whole not having game tape on him.
Yeah.
This year they know kind of what he's gonna do, how he played last year, so they don't want to let the same thing happen again.
Yeah, it's really been up and down for him. Like,
Yeah.
bad.
I mean, he has one good game, he has one terrible game. 3 terrible games, he has one good game.
He started off the season really well. I mean, like almost 500 yards in first two games, like just under 494. And he had 3 touchdowns. And then they came to Minnesota, and you know what happened there. 34-7. That was rough for him.
Yeah, what a loss for you guys.
Yeah. I don't know. He kind of disappeared against the Packers completely. I mean, they held him to 86 yards.
I think it's just a major sophomore slump. And he should be really lucky that they're in the division that they're in.
Yeah, definitely. It could have been very possible for any of those teams to catch a little bit of fire and make it in, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, with that team, you're never going to be labeled as a failure because you're making it to playoffs every year in that division.
Yeah. I don't know. The defense is like, they should be so much better than what they are. So much better. I mean, Texans laid an egg against the Chiefs, and then Baltimore comes to their place, and holy fuck.
just straight belt the ass on that one.
Oh my God, 31-2.
Yeah.
That,
I
yeah,
don't know. I like it's either is the Ravens defense just like really really good hitting their stride at the perfect time, or is Houston just not good enough to move the ball like that?
yeah. I don't know. That was the game that Lamar Jackson broke the QB rushing record too.
Man, I seen him throw a ball, and he pulled a Steph Curry celebration and just dipped after he threw it. I see that is so disrespectful.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think it is a sophomore slump. I think he'll be back better next season, especially when they get Diggs back. Um, it's just tough. I mean, AFC isn't as tough as the NFC, but
Yeah,
when you play back to back teams like was it the Chiefs and the Ravens, that's two
I
of the
think they.
AFC's best, you know?
Yeah, I don't remember who they end their season off on this year.
Um
They
they
play. Oh, they play Tennessee. That
they lost to
should be.
Tennessee earlier this season.
They did really.
Yeah, 32-27.
Oh damn. I guess yeah. But then you look at that right. So they lost to the Jets this year, and they lost to the Titans. But then they're only lost by 3 to the Lions.
Yeah, I don't know. CJ Stroud has only had a quarterback, not QBR, just like a game rating of 100 or more 4 times this season.
Damn, 4 times.
Yeah, which that it should be way more. Like he's had a couple 99s and 95s in there. So he hasn't been like god awful,
Yeah.
but I don't know. He's thrown just about as many picks as touchdowns.
Yeah, I think it's also weird to see after such an amazing rookie year that he had.
Yeah, it makes me wonder like is Jaden Daniels going to be able to keep this up? Caleb had a good rookie season. Is he going to be able to keep it up?
I mean, I think it's just gonna all come down to how teams play them next year.
Yeah.
Like after seeing how Jaden Daniel because the same thing happened to Jalen Hurts. He had an amazing year in 2022, and then the next year, fucking dude, threw 16 interceptions, had like 6 fumbles.
Yeah.
I think they can. I think both of them, or I think C.J. Stroud could really bounce back from this next year if he doesn't do it in the playoffs. Honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of the playoffs, a team I'm interested to see how they do in the playoffs is the Packers. Um, Against the
As of
Vikings, at least, Jordan Love didn't look like Jordan Love.
yeah,
I don't know if that he was like that too. His first game against the Vikings was his first game back from injury, so he played well coming off of an injury, but like this game it was I don't know.
I think the Packers have been a weird team this year.
They're good. They're very good. Defense is
They are.
crazy. Offense
So
is spotty.
when Jordan Love went down that first time, and he was out for about 5 or 6 weeks, their team was unstoppable. Malik Willis could do no wrong.
Yeah, he went like 2-0, right?
Yeah, 2 or 3-0, something like that. And then Jordan Love comes back, and he's not himself. He's not the Jordan Love that we seen last year,
Yeah.
especially against the Cowboys. To end the year, that motherfucker hung up like 27 points on that Cowboys defense, which was elite last year.
Oh my god, yeah, and especially the start they had. Everybody wrote him off too. Like the
Yeah,
Packers were dog shit for the first half of the year, but
exactly.
I guess the Packers started off 0-2
Last year or
this
this
year.
year? Oh shit.
Because remember the Philly game where
Yeah, they
Jordan
lost
Love
in
got
Brazil.
Jordan Love hurt like last part of the season. He didn't have a bad game against you guys.
He didn't, and he got hurt on the second to last play of that game.
Yeah, I mean against you guys, week 1, 17 for 34. That's rough. But
Yeah.
260 yards, 2 tuds, and a pick. That's. You guys only
So
sacked him once.
speaking of that game, if the playoffs started today or even if both the Commanders win and they win, the Packers will play the Eagles in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, I don't think the Packers. It just depends what Packers team shows up. I mean, I'm not saying they can't go win in Philly, but it's gonna be very tough, especially if Jordan Love has a duck.
Yeah.
Like against us. Oh my God, he threw so much. They we completely took away their run game because Jordan Love against us week 2. Or it wasn't week 2. What the hell?
Yeah, he wouldn't have played week 2.
No, these are all mixed up. What the fuck?
You would
Yeah.
have played your latest matchup was
Oh
last
yeah,
week,
yeah, yeah.
2 weeks ago.
Because I'm looking at this like it's a full schedule. This is just Jordan Love's stats by game, so he wouldn't have played in between. So his second
Yeah.
second game of the season, not the Packers' second game.
Okay.
I think they came into our place 2-2, because that would have been the 2 Malik Willis games,
Yep.
or 2-1, something like that. Yeah, 2-1. We beat them 31-29. Another 2-point victory against the Packers, but
I do think
what's up?
if you would have had Jordan Love that played in that fourth quarter play the same way he did in that third quarter, I don't think the Vikings win that game.
No.
They put up 22 points in that fourth quarter. Jordan Love had 389 yards and 4 tuds, bro, but he threw 3 picks. That's Jameis Winston right there. That's not Jordan Love.
Yeah. I don't know. Against us, the first game for him at least, he threw 54 times.
Yeah.
Completed 32 passes. So that's 60%, maybe a little less. 4 touchdowns, but 3 interceptions to us. Not a great game for him.
Yeah, I don't know. If you look at the teams that they've beat, it's like, is this Packers team really good? You know what I mean?
I mean, I think they are a solid team. Like, there's not a lot of teams in the NFC that are better than the Packers.
But like, let me just tell you who they lost to and who's at the top of the NFC. They
Yeah.
lost to the Eagles, number 2 seed in the NFC.
Yep.
They lost to the Vikings. As of right now, number 5 seed Sunday. Might change. Who knows?
Lost to the Vikings twice and Lions twice.
Yeah, and that right there is 3 of the top teams. Yes, they beat the Rams, but they beat them by 5. Like, it was a narrow victory. And
Yeah.
it was in Los Angeles. I can't take that away. It was away game in Los Angeles.
Dude, Los Angeles away games are so weird because, like, I don't know, ever since they won the Super Bowl, it's almost felt like the games in LA have like 50% the away team's fans. Have you noticed that? Like,
Yeah.
even the Chargers games are the same. It's like SoFi Stadium is the home away from home for a lot of these fans.
I was gonna say, when the Eagles played them this year, dude, I seen so much green in that stadium.
Yeah, same. Like, there was so much purple when the Vikings came over there.
It's honestly, I think it like that, like at least for an NFL team, that's gotta fucking suck.
Yeah, like I don't think the fans are with it. Like, come playoff time, they're gonna host a playoff game, but is that gonna carry over to the playoffs? Because that would suck for the Rams.
But I also think like the move to Los Angeles didn't need to happen.
No.
Like they could have stayed in St. Louis where people were fucking passionate about that team.
Oh yeah.
People loved that Rams team.
Yeah.
And it's like they moved here, and I get it, business move is a great fucking move, but like people don't care about your team, bro. And here at least.
The one that shocked me was the Chargers, dude. Like, you were fine in San Diego.
Like, hold up, because I'm gonna ask a question that I feel sounds stupid, but San Diego is in Los Angeles, right?
No, I want to say it's south of Los Angeles. I'm not good at geography.
Me either.
It's a separate city, but they're like fairly close. I want to say it's like an hour drive.
My bad. I didn't mean Los Angeles. I meant California. It's in California, right?
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Okay. That's what I meant. My fault. That's on me. I worded it wrong.
Yeah. They're in California. I want to say it's like an hour away from LA, maybe a little more, but.
But like, what is the point to rebrand and move if it's such a short distance? You know what I mean?
they're in LA, man, it's I'm sure it
There's
brought
only
in some sort of revenue, but
like the moves to me don't make sense. Like the Raiders moving to Las Vegas, it does not make sense. You have
yeah,
all this history in Oakland with Bo Jackson and Marcus Allen and all these great motherfuckers, and you just uproot that and you dip.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Um I think once the Rams and the Chargers moved to LA, I think the Raiders saw it as like, okay, we just need a hard reset. And Las Vegas has wanted any team, Like
Yeah.
they got do they have a baseball team now?
Uh, fuck, I don't watch baseball.
I don't either. I don't think I think the Raiders were the first Las Vegas sports team unless they had like a hockey team or something.
I don't know. I'm not white enough for that. I'm white, but I ain't that white.
um yeah, I don't know. That it's such a weird thing with teams relocating. I don't know. I thought the Commanders were like gonna move before the whole Jaden Daniels boom. I thought they were gonna be the next.
Yeah.
But there's again, that's a city with too much history.
That's what I don't understand is like all of the things that happen with the teams to just leave.
Yeah.
Like you got like fucking 50 to 60 years of history with these teams just to move on from the fans that basically built that fucking stadium.
Yeah. I guess fans were probably saying the same thing about like do a little NBA comparison when the Supersonics moved to Oklahoma City. You
Yeah.
know, I don't know if it just Seattle wasn't bringing in the revenue, but I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I can understand that. But then, since they moved in 2007, a lot of people have wanted a team there. They've wanted the
Yeah.
Supersonics, like fans at least wanted the Supersonics to come back.
Yeah, Seattle wants another NBA team and I've
Yeah.
heard like rumors about them bringing the Supersonics back. I don't know how that would work.
They would have to expand to two more teams, so it would be a 32 team league.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
since we are recording this on a Friday, there is Saturday games tomorrow.
there is. There is. I am actually pumped for some of the Saturday games.
So Baltimore, Cleveland, that one really,
That's going to be two
uh,
backups.
yeah, that don't really matter to me. But Cincinnati and Pittsburgh.
That's big.
So this game, really only means anything for Cincinnati if the Broncos lose to the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Cincinnati has to win this game, and the Broncos need to lose for Cincinnati to get in. But I also think something else needs to happen, right?
Yeah, I think one more thing needs to happen, which I forget what it is.
I think do the Dolphins need to lose as well?
Yeah. That sounds right. And I
Yeah,
mean, the
because
Dolphins are playing the Jets.
so that should be an easy win for them.
Can the Dolphins still get in?
Yeah, they're the eighth seed right now. They
Yeah,
would
they're
need the
not in.
Broncos to lose, and they would need to win.
Don't they need the Oh, the Bengals have to.
Because the Bengals are the ninth seed right now.
Okay, yeah.
Unless one of them, unless the Bengals beat the Dolphins and they finish with the same record, then I think they would have the tiebreaker because they.
If
I don't know if they.
I'm any AFC team right now, I am just the biggest Dolphins or Broncos fan.
The Broncos are a fun team.
They are, but Joe Burrow in the playoffs, even though that defense is just like Swiss cheese, Joe
Yeah.
Burrow is just one of those dudes, like Mahomes. Josh Allen always shows up in the playoffs until he meets Mahomes.
And I think the bad thing for any team that has played the Bengals on this, like, I think, what, 4 game stretch where they've been killing it, is that every single game for them as of right now is a playoff game. It is a win or go home situation for them, and Joe Burrow is playing like it.
Oh yeah. Um, Another thing I'll say about like the AFC to NFC comparison, the AFC is way more like quarterback heavy. Like there is if you compare the two conferences quarterbacks, the NFC doesn't match up well at all.
Yeah,
At all.
not even a little bit.
No, like AFC's like Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow. You could even throw
C.J. Stroud.
CJ Stroud, Bo Nix is having a good season.
I
Tua
know
when
Aaron
he's
Rodgers.
on.
I know Aaron Rodgers isn't good anymore, but like, even just the name alone, like, you got to throw him in there.
Yeah. Yeah, and then the top three quarterbacks in the NFC are like Jalen Hurts, Jared Goff, and probably Matt Stafford.
Yeah, honestly, I think stats wise, isn't Sam Darnold up there?
Sam Darnold's like third. Well, I guess he's probably got better stats than Jalen Hurts. Just
And
not.
Jalen Hurts don't really be throwing the ball.
Yeah, I mean it's just your offense, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Speaking of Sammy, there's been a lot of speculation of him re-signing next year, which I
Yeah.
mean, I think it all depends on how this playoff run goes. I think if we get the one, we kind of have to get the one seed because it is a much tougher road being the fifth seed going on the road trying to make the Super Bowl with one extra game. But if we get the one seed, we're at Minnesota the whole way. I mean, Minnesota will have a home playoff game if we beat the Lions for sure. And depending on who we play in the divisional round, we could host the NFC Championship. That's a lot of momentum. Because if we beat the Lions, we win that divisional. We're going into the NFC Championship on an 11-game win streak.
Yeah.
But
If you got the one seed in that divisional, who would you play? What seeds? Would it be the 4 and 5, or would it be between the 3 and the 6?
it'd be whatever seed's lowest at the time.
Oh, so if the Packers beat the Eagles, if it started today, and y'all had the one seed, y'all would play the Packers.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But the whole like Sam Darnold re-signing situation, I mean, there's so many options that Kwesi could go with. Like you could let Sam walk, get his bag, on a QB needing team. But I mean, it's just such a win-win for us, like this Sam Darnold career resurgence because even though we have J.J. McCarthy, there's been talks about us trading him. I doubt it. We still have a plan in place for J.J. McCarthy. That is not changing. But
I was gonna say, if Sam Darnold walks,
it's the
and
J.J. show.
McCarthy's, but if J.J. McCarthy's not the guy that y'all want him to be, what happens then?
Yeah, that's the only thing. It could be like the win-win. There's so many possibilities. We could franchise tag Sam and trade him,
Yeah.
and we could re-sign him on a 2-year team-friendly deal if he wants to come back for a couple years. And if he starts shit in the bed, like he could very well, we'll call it a sophomore slump, even though he's been in the league so many years. But this is his first real season of football,
He's a fucking ninth-year sophomore, dude. We get it.
Yeah, and if he starts shit in the bed, we have J.J. McCarthy ready to go, It's just such a win-win. I mean, obviously
Yeah.
from the cap, I think we have 60-some million going into next year, so we have a good amount of cap. Sam Darnold's franchise tag would be 41 million of that cap. But, yeah. If I'm sure Kwesi would restructure some shit and free up another 5 to 10 million. But still, if Sam walks, takes his contract, and O'Connell is going to be the best teller or be able to be the best teller if JJ McCarthy is ready for us, he's going to be able to tell. And
So, I mean, but is there really that many quarterback needing teams in the league right now that would be willing to pay a guy like Sam Darnold, who has had one good year, that much money?
Looking at them, I would probably say Browns, they're probably going to have the top pick.
I was gonna say they're gonna have a top 5, top 10 pick.
Browns, Raiders. I don't know how the Patriots are feeling about Drake May if they want him to sit. I mean, Sam would be a good bridge for them. I don't think he wants to be a bridge, though. I don't see the Patriots taking him either. Potentially the Cowboys. I mean, it depends on what they're gonna do. They paid Dak all that money. I doubt that. That's a long shot.
I think there's really only like four quarterback needy teams, honestly.
What are the
Like
Jaguars gonna do with Lawrence?
I think they're gonna play him. You got to think, bro. They lost the start of the season. I think 5 of their losses are like one score losses.
Yeah,
Like that's not his fault. The defense can't stop him. Like what do you want him to do?
Falcons potentially are QB needy. I don't think they're gonna go for giving two Minnesota quarterbacks a whole
I say I
fuck
think
ton of
the,
money.
the the main teams are probably the Saints,
Saints,
the
Titans.
Browns, and Titans. I think those three, because the Giants are gonna have a number fucking 1 through 3 pick. They're gonna draft a quarterback.
Yeah. Jets potentially. Sam Darnold back on the Jets.
I heard rumors that Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams are not coming back.
I would not doubt that. That whole Jets organization just oh my god, it's a dumpster fire.
You listen to the star QB and look where it gets you, man.
Yeah. I don't know. They did that big reveal when Devontae signed or whatever, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, and since then, they've won, what, 1, 2 games?
Dude, I don't know, man. That team disappoints me. You know what I seen?
What?
It hurts me to my core because we let Hassan Reddick go there. He don't even
Yeah.
have a full sack on the year.
Yeah.
He's got half a sack, and that's it.
You guys don't need him, though, is the thing. Like, that
But like,
defense has been balling out without him.
it has been. But you got to think coming into the season, our edge rushers were Josh Sweat and Hassan Reddick. We didn't know
Yeah.
Zach Bond was going to be the linebacker that he is.
Yeah.
So you let him walk and you re-sign Josh Sweat after Hassan Reddick just had 12 sacks last year. What are we doing?
Yeah. I don't know. Speaking of linebackers, the Pro Bowl roster, or the NFC roster at least, I think both of them came out.
I believe so.
Jared Goff would be starting. Jaden Daniels would be second, and Sam Darnold, I think, made his first Pro Bowl, which is fucking awesome. Good for him. I'm happy for Jaden. They had to throw a rookie in there. They were talking like, where's, like Hurts or whatever, you know. But
See,
there's always
the
got to
thing
be like the best rookie of the class should be in the Pro Bowl, I think.
the thing I love about this, as even as an Eagles fan, and like I know we have down years a lot, but I don't care about Pro Bowl. I don't care who gets snubbed
No,
on my team.
Pro Bowl is literally like, I mean, there's the incentive, the contract incentive. Obviously, they get a little bonus, but
Like I don't want my players playing in it. I want to be in the Super Bowl. I don't want to be in
yeah,
the Pro Bowl.
yeah. Like right now, the Vikings that are in are Sam Darnold, Justin Jefferson.
Can't believe he made it.
Yeah. Um,
Oh, you have both your linebackers?
yeah, Jonathan Grenard and Andrew Van Ginkel, and they're both starters.
Damn.
We had Byron Murphy as a corner. He's a starter. Byron Murphy has been great.
Yeah. Did you guys draft him, or did he sign there?
He signed there. He was on the Cardinals first.
That's what I thought.
And then we have our long snapper Andrew DePaula.
DePaula. That's how
So
you say it.
6. I think we have 6. 6 starters, and then like 7 reserves.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The Eagles that are in the Pro Bowl right now, Saquon, obviously.
No way.
Lane Johnson, Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens. So, like, your whole line, which makes sense.
Man,
It's
nah, there's one
cool.
snub that really made me mad. There's one snub.
What's that?
Jordan Mailata,
Yes,
left tackle,
yes,
had
that
the
is the
highest
biggest snub.
graded player in the NFL all year.
You know what's funny? I'm on the NFL website and they have a snubs tab. Let's go through that. Cooper DeJean, 10th.
Dude, Coop.
I don't know about that one. I don't know if
Oh.
I'd necessarily call it a snub, but he has been great.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you watch Eagles games, bro, he's shut down.
He is. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. James Cook definitely got snubbed on the AFC side.
Yeah, he been killing it this year.
Eight would be Kyron Williams. I could see it, but
And say that's kind of surprising, but also the running backs that did make it, I think, deserve to be.
oh yeah, fucking Saquon, Jameer Gibbs, and Josh Jacobs. Yeah, Kyron ain't even
Yeah.
touching them.
Yeah. So like the
Um,
running backs on the snubs list really don't matter because like you ain't touching those three running backs.
no, no. Um, I will say Josh Jacobs is not having as big a year as I thought he would, but I think the
I,
Packers get themselves in situations where they have to pass the ball, and that kind of takes them out.
I was gonna say I think he's having a good enough year that it makes sense that they signed him.
Yeah, definitely. Jonnu Smith is 7. I can see it, but I don't know. Caden
He's kind of just.
Ellis for the Falcons. That might be a linebacker snub, but
Can you really put him over the other linebackers there?
as a Vikings fan, no. I'm sure Falcons fans would say, "Oh, he's had better stats," but
I mean, bro, fucking Van Ginkel has been going crazy this year.
same with Grenard. Grenard is like in pressure rate one of the top 3 linebackers in the league. I'm pretty sure.
Was he hurt for multiple weeks too?
I think he got hurt last game, and that kind of gave Dallas Turner a chance to get in there, which our outside linebackers this year are fucking insane. Our whole linebacker core is crazy. Like, we got, obviously, Van Ginkel and Grenard as our outside. They're our edge rushers. But you also
Yeah.
have first-round pick Dallas Turner just chilling in situational stuff.
Situational situations.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I feel you.
But like our middle linebackers too, like Ivan Pace and Blake Cashman has been crazy good for us this year.
It's kind of weird that Ivan Pace is as good as he is for how short he is as a linebacker.
Yeah, yeah,
Like he's my height. He's my height, and he doing shit like that.
yeah. It's insane. He is a tank though. Um, Baker, you could say Baker got snubbed.
I mean, Baker got good stats this year.
Yeah, yeah. Baker is. I think he's probably the first quarterback in the NFC that's the alternate or whatever.
Probably, yeah.
Um, a wide receiver from the AFC. I think got snubbed. Rookie,
BTJ.
yeah, rookie Brian Thomas Jr. He has had
Yeah,
an
yeah.
insane year.
He's honestly been the only bright spot for that Jacksonville team.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think. Well, they lost Ridley, so
I
it
mean,
was
yeah, but he hasn't done shit for the Titans.
Brian Thomas and
Christian
fucking
Kirk,
Christian Kirk and
Gabe Davis'
Gabe
bitch
Davis.
ass.
Yeah. Zach Allen for the Broncos. That's a snub. Dude has been
Uh,
insane.
He's got 65 QB pressures on the year.
Yeah. 14
God,
QB pressures when double teamed.
fucking 8.5 sacks.
Yeah. I don't know.
God damn.
Half a sack behind Dexter Lawrence and Leonard Williams.
Yeah.
Kirby Joseph. Number 2.
Man, I love the Lions safety so much.
I do too. But I have a bad taste in my mouth about Kirby Joseph.
Is he the one that's like a super dirty player?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm sure he's not. He's probably just taught to tackle low, and everybody makes a big thing about it.
Man, nah, I think you can look up compilations on YouTube. Dude,
Yeah.
having dirty ass hits like.
Well, he took out, was it Tucker Kraft, T.J. Hawkinson? Who else did he take out?
One was it on the Bengals or the Niners? I remember him hitting low. Or I think it was on the Rams. I think it was Higbee.
Yeah.
He hit him super low, and Higbee was out for like the rest of the year.
Yeah, Kirby Joseph, the ACL merchant. And one former Viking, Daniil
Vikings
Hunter.
legend.
I guess, I don't
He's having
know.
a really good year, actually. Wow.
He is.
I have not heard his name once this year, and he's having an amazing year.
I don't watch a lot of Texans football, to be fair, but
Like, I watch a lot of media, like, people talking about the NFL. It's kind of crazy.
yeah, I mean, defensive end, it's stacked in the AFC. Myles Garrett, Trey Hendrickson, and Max Crosby.
Man, I've never heard of any of those guys.
Yeah, I don't know. Interior D lineman Cam Hayward, Chris Jones. I'm gonna butcher this. Namdi Metabuke.
There it is.
Sure. Yeah, I know who he is. I just have a hell of a time pronouncing his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Um, the Pro Bowl to me used to be such a fun, like it was literally for bragging rights. You know, the players actually played like late 2000s and before.
Dude, they used to lay the boomstick no matter what it was.
Yeah,
Ed
and
Reed would go out there fucking wilding.
now they don't even have a game. Like none of them pad up. It's like dodgeball and shit.
Well, I think they do have a game, but isn't it like flag football?
Yeah.
Because I just remember them trying to do like the Philly special with CeeDee Lamb throwing Jalen Hurts the ball, and they were in T-shirts.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Getting them ready for the Olympics, I bet.
Dude, honestly, cannot wait for that.
It's in what, 2028?
Yeah, I would just hope fucking USA go out there and dominate that shit.
Did you see the like actual USA like flag football quarterback talking shit? And did you see his like throwing motion?
Hey, yo, I ain't even gonna lie. I seen a highlight tape of him on Twitter. He kind of raw. He kind of cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, he be making throws that like honestly like Patrick Mahomes glazing. Like he be making throws that only Patrick Mahomes could probably make. It's kind of crazy.
He's still
Like,
like
oh
even in flag football, he's still not competing with anybody in the fucking NFL.
no, but also I think flag football is probably different than regular
It
football.
definitely is. It definitely is.
And he does have a point. Like they don't know exactly what goes on in flag football because it's not the same.
I'm
The-
sure
I'm
they're
gonna
gonna
guess the
figure
rules
it
are the
out
same.
pretty fucking quick
Yeah,
though.
they've been playing this game since they was kids.
He's just doesn't want to lose his spot. You know, none of those motherfuckers are gonna be on the roster or in 2028.
Dude, all they got to do is throw Tyreek out there on a streak and it's over with.
Yeah. Looking at the NFC side of the Pro Bowl roster, outside of um special teams, the Cowboys have one Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I think. Listen, I think they would have more, but they did have a lot of injuries on their team.
They did, which they've
But
actually
also,
been playing all right too. Like
their
this half of
whole
the season.
their whole defense is like just not playing the same as they were last year.
No, I don't know if that's a
I think
Zimmer thing or what, but
I don't know. I watched Duran Bland get 2 touchdowns caught on him last game.
yeah.
That man, he was having 2 interceptions a game last year.
What is up
Right?
with people honking?
Again?
Didn't I was gonna say, didn't that happen last episode?
It's it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I think as an Eagles fan, it doesn't bring me joy to see the Cowboys suck, but it brings me so much joy to see the Cowboys suck.
Oh, it's like me with the Packers, but the Packers never fucking suck. Pisses me off. I want to see one season where they go like 4-13.
I think this is the first Cowboys losing season in like 10 years, I think.
Yeah, they're always like competitive.
Yeah, it sucks. I hate it. I really wish the Commanders weren't either. I wish we would have just had this fucking division wrapped up week 10.
Yeah. I'm actually excited to see, speaking of the Packers, them play the Bears again. I mean, I'm sure they're going to rest starters, I'd imagine. They don't have really. I guess, no, they have to win to keep the 6th seed, right?
They're in the 7th. They're in the 7th seed right now.
I think they can get the 6th seed, so they might not rest starters. So Chicago might try to come out and play spoiler.
I was gonna say they have to win and they need the Commanders to lose because the
Yeah.
Commanders have more conference wins.
Who do the Commanders play? The Commanders could lose with how the Cowboys are playing.
They did lose to them already.
Yeah, so I don't know. Bears Packers still has some implications week 18, which
I just don't think the Bears can do it.
no, they haven't won a game since the Hail Mary.
Yeah, fucking the Bears just for the expectations that they had coming into the season for some reason
I mean,
to play like it was just insane.
their home record is at least good. They're 6-2 at home this season.
Woohoo!
They're 0-7 on the road though.
There it is. There it is. That's what I wanted to hear.
And they are going to Lambeau.
Yeah, I don't think the Bears win that game. Even if the Packers rested their starters, I don't think they win that.
Yeah, I mean, the Packers are 8th in points per game with 27 and a half, and the Bears are 29th in points per game with 17, almost 18. It's 17.9.
I want to ask you a question as a Vikings fan.
What's up?
Did you ever think in your lifetime that you would be playing the Lions for the number one seed in the NFL?
Hell no. I mean, I guess not even like I guess going into this year, I didn't think it was going to be like this. I know a couple people called it, but that was after the fact that we went on that 5-game win streak to start the season. We were looking good, and
Man,
everybody
motherfuckers was
was
calling for a Super Bowl night after that.
also, I want to say something about the Vikings. We had that midseason slump. Sammy had a slump, But
Yeah.
after that Jaguars game, or it might have been during, we put in Dalton Reisner in at right guard over, I want to say, I don't think it was Ed Ingram. It might have been Ed Ingram. But ever since we put in Dalton Reisner, who is a bona fide pass blocker, motherfucker can't block run for shit. But pass block, he is so good. And Sam's been balling since that move. Just that one minor little change. Sam Darnold has been just on a tear.
I would say sometimes it only takes one little change to the lineup and things can go way different than you thought it was going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Which is crazy. We almost didn't sign Reisner back.
Yeah, what offensive lineman did you lose at the beginning of this year?
Darisaw, our
Yeah,
arguably top 3 left tackle in the league.
is he still out?
Yeah, he's
He
out for
the
the
whole year.
season.
He's out. Oh damn.
That was in that Rams game right before half, like the play before half,
Oh my god.
which that was pretty demoralizing. But
I was gonna
since
say, that was the game against Indy, right? When Darnold got that face mask in the end zone.
since the Jacksonville game, which Tennessee we beat them by 10. That was kind of the game. Like, okay, we're better than what we have been playing.
Yeah.
Darnold has 2 picks to I can't even do the math here. Hold on. 18 touchdowns. 18 touchdowns to 2 picks in that stretch.
That's kind of crazy.
And this last game, he threw for a career high 377 yards against the Packers.
Yeah, he was balling. But he needed to be.
Yeah. He did have a pick. But those 3 touchdowns enormously made up for it.
Were you ever scared of losing that game?
Green Bay?
Yeah.
I got a little nervous, but I don't know. We had the ball with like 2:20 left or whatever, and the Packers didn't have that many timeouts. We needed a first down, and we got it. It definitely freaked me out a little bit. I was like, this is fucking happening again. Especially because
I seen you guys had that lead, and then the next time. So I watched it for I think the first or second quarter. I think you guys were up 13-0 at one point.
Yeah.
I think that was the last thing I seen, and then when I came back, it was 27-25 in the fourth quarter.
No, Green Bay scored first.
Did they? I thought they fumbled, and then you guys went up 3-0.
The only points in the game were Green Bay, or in the first quarter, I should say. Green Bay 3, and then
Oh, really?
the second quarter was Vikings 13, Packers 0.
Okay, so it was 13-3. My bad.
Then it was 14-7 in the third quarter, and then 15-0 Packers in the fourth quarter.
Man, if the Packers had just a little bit more time in both the games they played this season, I think they win those games.
Yeah.
I
Aaron
don't know what it
Jones
is
did
about.
not score in the Packers this season, which is a little sad, but
I don't know what it is about the Vikings, but it seems like in games where they go in and you're like, oh, they're probably gonna win that game. Like the fourth quarter, the other team just comes alive, and they almost come back and win.
I mean, it's almost like we try to coast, especially in that first game against Green Bay. We were up 28-0, about to go into half, we muff a punt, they get a touchdown, and that kind of started that snowball effect with the team just struggling. Because after that game, we barely beat the Jets. You know, that was still when Aaron Rodgers and the Jets were supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Um, by the way, Aaron Rodgers against us had a 12.2 QBR.
Does that make you happy as a Vikings fan?
Yeah, actually, looking at all these games, or no, against the Jets, Sam had a 12.2 QBR,
Oh shit.
50 rating. I guess I got to look at our defense. I don't even know where to look for that, to be honest with you.
I am now seeing that Jalen Hurts will not be playing Giants because of his concussion.
I mean, that's a good thing.
It is, but you know, if he is healthy, I would want him to play this week. Honestly, at least a quarter or two, so he doesn't come out in the playoffs and just not fucking remember how to play football like he does every fucking start of the year.
Yeah.
Every week one, he never plays any fucking preseason snaps. Week one, he comes out and he looks like shit.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys are still a train, even with Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett might not play either because of his broken ribs, as we spoke about earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I really hope that they do put in Saquon Barkley for at least a quarter. There's one quarter. Just let him try.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get it after it, fuck it. Take him out.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess going by total points, the Vikings defense is 4th in the league. Eagles are 3rd, actually.
Yeah.
You guys have let up 11 less points than us.
Yeah, we went down a lot since that Commanders game.
Yeah.
Commanders put up 30 fucking 6 on us.
Detroit's down to 9th in total points. That's just because of these last injury-ridden weeks for them.
Seems like everybody's out except for their safeties, really.
Yeah. You guys in yards per game are leading the league, though. You guys let up the least yards per game.
Our defense is crazy, bro. We don't let you score points and we don't let you gain yards.
Yeah, it's insane. I'd say your guys' defense is right up there with ours.
Yeah.
Which
if you think about it, having 2 rookies up there as well, kind of crazy.
Yeah, those rookies have been balling for you guys.
Quinyon Mitchell did have a couple catches on him against lesser-known receivers last week, but he's also a rookie, so what are you going to do about it?
Yeah. I don't know. God. Yeah, there's a lot of games. Like Bills, Patriots, that's divisional. I'm sure the Bills will sit.
You know what I think it's time for?
Power rankings?
Power rankings.
All right,
You want to go 1 to 10 or 10 to 1?
Let's do 10 to 1. We'll switch it up from last week.
All right. Number 10 spot for me. Probably I was gonna say the Steelers. Can't even say the Steelers no more. I'll probably put the Packers at the 10 spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Packers at 10.
They just haven't been showing me nothing, bro.
I'm gonna put probably the Rams at 10.
That's a good spot for them.
Then 9, I'll probably go the other LA team, the Chargers.
Shit, 9, I was gonna have probably the Broncos.
Broncos?
Yeah, they can't win games at the end. They lose on a
know.
blocked field goal. They lose last week in overtime. Just two of like just heartbreaking losses. And it seems like if they can't win this week, this season is over probably.
Yeah. Denver's at 11 on mine. They're just missing out on the top 10. I think 8, I'm going to put the Commanders.
That's a good spot for them.
Yeah.
That's probably where I'll put them too. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The Jane Daniel effect is, I can't say enough about it. It's insane. Um,
Uh,
yeah,
7 is probably where I'd put the Rams.
I'm gonna put the Packers at 7.
Okay.
I still think even after that Vikings game, they're crazy good. That
I don't know,
defense is
man.
still insane.
That offense to me just when they can't move the ball, like the game's decided right there.
They're spotty. They're very spotty.
Yeah. Yeah.
6. I'll probably go. God, probably Ravens.
That's where I was gonna put them.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think that's a perfect spot. I don't think they're better than really any of the teams above them, honestly.
No. Um, Probably Bills 5 for me. They did clinch the 2 seed
I honestly, I think I'm gonna put the Eagles at 5.
just because of the Jalen Hurts.
Just
Actually,
because
yeah, I'll put Eagles at 5 now that you say that.
I was gonna say I can't put them over the Bills with how the Bills have been playing. I can't put them over the Lions. I can't put them over the Chiefs, and I definitely can't put them over the Vikings with how the Vikings have been playing.
Yeah, I'll put the Eagles there. Then
Yeah.
yeah, I'll agree on that.
The
Five,
four spot.
4, yeah.
I think this is probably where I'll put the Bills.
I'll agree with that. They haven't looked as dominant the last couple weeks, but they just shit on the Jets though, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they were up 40-0 at one point.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
yeah,
the Jets, but
it,
still.
yeah. The Bills are still gonna make a lot of noise in the playoffs.
Yeah.
3, I'm gonna put the Vikings again until we beat Detroit. I'm not gonna put us over them.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I can agree with that. I
Yeah, and
think the
then
2 spot is the Lions,
yeah, I think Detroit is the 2
with their
easily.
defense being as what it is, a shell of its former self. I think that's a great spot for them.
Yeah, and then 1, Chiefs. I mean,
Stupid
they're
fucking Kermit the Frog at quarterback.
yeah, I don't know. They're 15-1, you know. Even if a lot of things could go wrong, like you see those compilations of like the Chiefs are this close away from this and they could be 5 and whatever, you know. You could do that with pretty much any team in one score games.
Yeah,
Any
but
team.
also like the big thing about them at the beginning of the year and even the latter half of the year, it was they can't win big. They can't blow a team out. And these last 2 weeks, they've won by 2 or more scores. So I feel like they're hitting their stride at the perfect time.
Yeah, I mean, it's Mahomes, you know. I hate to be Collinsworth, but dude,
It's looking a little my homie.
yeah, fucking hate Chris Collinsworth, by the way. I mute the game when he's commentating.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know. You have to put the Chiefs 1. I know we put them lower before this, but just going into
But
week
that's also
18, I still put them 1 going into playoffs, even if they lose to the Broncos.
yeah.
Also,
I mean they're resting like everybody. I think.
Carson Wentz, Brucey's time to shine, baby.
Man, I was talking to a Broncos fan the other day, and I was like, "Look, I want you to win because I want you to have fun in the playoffs. But God, as an Eagles fan, I want Carson Wentz to have 600 yards and 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, go get him a contract. This is his time to try to get paid one more time.
Yo, but honestly, that motherfucker, he got the bag from Philly, and
Oh, he did.
we just let him dip. Like we were like, leave,
You
bye,
ate
traded.
that contract.
We did, and happily, honestly, we got Devontae Smith out the deal,
Yeah,
and I think AJ Brown. I think we traded a bunch of picks
yeah.
around.
But
Yeah,
yeah, that's a solid power ranking there. I
I
hate to
think we,
put the Broncos outside of the top 10, but I don't know. Chargers just beat them, and they're outside the playoff bubble right now, or they're in the playoff bubble, I guess, but they're
I was gonna
outside
say
of the top 7 seeds.
for me, like I think like the 11, 12, 13 would be Chargers, Steelers, Texans. Like I can't put them, and I think the Buccaneers are under those teams. Just defense alone, I don't think the Buccaneers have
Yeah,
that great of a
if they had a
defense.
defense, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah, they can hang 40 up on you, and they can fucking stop you from scoring 20.
I think losing Carlton Davis to the Lions was big for them,
Yeah.
but I don't know. One guy can't make a huge difference. I don't think, at least. It's not one guy, it's how the whole team meshes.
I was gonna say if you have one good defensive lineman, but you got four bummy corners, that defensive lineman ain't stopping them every time.
Yeah, I don't, the Bucks are such a their offense is crazy. That Bucks offense is insane. I think they could make upset in the playoffs. I don't think they're gonna make a deep run, but
Is Chris Godwin out for the rest of the year? Do you know? I think he fucking like tore. I think he tore something in his leg. I think he's done. I don't think they're gonna get him back.
yeah, yeah, I don't know. I think we can end it here though. I do have a forgotten quarterback that we can shout out.
Yeah, who that?
Shout out Brady Quinn, man.
Oh my God, Texas legend.
Texas.
He didn't play at Texas?
I thought it was Notre Dame.
Really?
I think so. They thought he was Cleveland's savior.
Oh yeah, you're right. My bad. I don't know who the fuck I'm thinking of.
Yeah, shout out Brady Quinn, man.
Shout out. I don't even know who the fuck. I mean, I know who you are, but I didn't know who you are. Like,
I remember using him in Madden.
yeah, shout out. Shout out.
Shout out Brady Quinn.